I'm so much excited and I just want to take this chance to welcome everyone. Feel free, feel most welcome. So before we continue, I'll just give you a chance. Just say your name, where you come from, and what you do.
I live in Nairobi. It's my first time to participate in the project, and I'm so happy. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Silas Owiti.
My name is Fiona. I'm a journalist. I live in Nairobi. Everyone, my name is Selena Tino. I live in Nairobi and I am a blockchain writer and translator.
Hello, I'm Tabitha Ogachi and I work with the Nation.
I'm Peggy Omolo, and at this point I'm the host. And I also have my team, my co-host, and we also have guests. Some are still on the way coming though. Yeah, so I'll start with one of the team.
Hi guys, my name I'm Kaparu Bismarck. I'm part of the team for the Project Catalyst. I'm happy to be here this morning and also to be able to learn from the guests and also from my other team. Thank you.
To give my co-host to also say the name.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Jeremiah Bani from Ghana. I'm a blockchain enthusiast and educator. I've been doing it for the past 5 to 6 years. Okay, so that's a little about me. Thank you.
As well. So far, let me take this chance also to welcome our guest, our first guest who have arrived.
I'm Darlington. I sometimes live in Nairobi, sometimes live in Liberia, sometimes live in Minnesota. I help run Live Nation, of some of the faces here. We do online blockchain education and as well as we provide development services for blockchain-related solutions. To be here.
I'm going to be learning from them guys, so I just request that we be very attentive as we go through this workshop. We are going to learn a lot from the guests and also from you, because here we are just going to be sharing. Our main topic for this workshop is the Catalyst Funded Project Incubation and Acceleration. That is where we are going to be dwelling much and getting much of the information from each other, okay? Yeah, so from there, okay, so we are not the only people hosting the Catalyst Working Group. There are so many cities worldwide who are also going through it. I hope you can read from wherever you are. These are the cities which are also holding the working group. Some are doing it online, some are doing it in person, but the ones that we are seeing here are the in person. This is the agenda that we have for today. Today we are going to tackle, the first one, the second is the ground rules and expectations. The third one is the workshop overview. You can see it from there. Okay. And then we have intro to Catalyst, networking, stroke break, and the sixth one is the task explanation. Then we have the seventh one, which is mini working group sessions, and we are going to have a break. After that, we're going to have an energizer. Then from there, number 10 will be in mini working groups, where we'll be able to share a lot of ideas among ourselves. Just giving us the mind, but we have some questions that will guide you, so it's going to be very interactive and very interesting and very fun. Yeah, so let's go to the next part. So I know most of us are asking themselves, why Catalyst Working Group? Yeah, I know you've asked yourself severally. So I know also if you have questions, we are going to handle them here. Please don't go on with any question if you have it in mind. So why Catalyst Working Group? The first one is it's a global interconnected network for grassroots innovation. And also it's a digital and physical network of communal spaces. So like it's something that you can do physical, you can meet so many people, you can share your ideas, you can, your own field, like she's a journalist. She can use her skills still over here. That is why we are here, to give this to you so that you can use your skill or you can know where to focus much of your skill into. And the third one is for people to exchange ideas, challenge themselves and collaborate on shaping the future of a decentralized catalyst. Okay, so we also have rules and expectations. The first one is respect and participation. So we go to the second one, that is confidentiality and time management. There will be many opinions. Remain mindful of the overcharging age of the Catalyst Working Group workshop to within allocated time and respect the right to privacy. Okay, the third one is constructive feedback, diversity and inclusion. And it's sharing feedback that is solution-oriented and respectful, welcoming and respecting everyone's right to share and have their opinion and views heard. The last one is collaboration and accountability. Community networking, participation and collaboration strengthen bonds for Cardano Startup and Catalyst Innovation Network for sustainability and success. This CWG is Catalyst Working Group introduction. So this is the introduction. The vision is to enable the community to take part in the ideation, generation and implementation of catalyst parameters and future changes. That is why I'm saying we are the future of tomorrow. So if we share ideas, what we think can work better for us, then we are changing this community, we are changing this generation for good. Data-driven analysis shall inform the wider Cardano and Catalyst community of potentially important changes to the scope of future Catalyst funding rounds. So when it comes to funding, we want to get the best ideas that can be funded, that can work for us. So that is why we are looking into it, so we can get best ideas that you think if funded can even be more important to us. It's going to benefit us, it's going to give back also to the community as well. Free yourself. And now let me welcome Mr. Dalisa. Take us through the honor.
Hello again. I do like fun. By the way, if you're in Nairobi and you haven't gotten into Kizomba, I might challenge you. It might help you loosen up, free yourself. It's a family event. It's something you would do with the family. But we're not here to talk about Kizomba, but Catalyst and the working group and why we're here today. So, you know, before there was spaces like this, much of the decision that was made by probably 10 people in a room somewhere in Europe, or at least spread out over Europe. And those 10 people got to make decisions for the entire planet. Obviously, that's no way to grow a global movement. So this is an evolution of that decision making. We will learn about Catalyst on the next slide, but part of why we're here is because the ideas that we come up with will actually shape how this Catalyst system functions in the future, including as early as maybe even this year when the next iteration of Catalyst happens. So we're looking at one of the biggest challenges. What do we fund? What do we prioritize? Like, where do we put the money? Instead of a handful of people making that decision, this room and the other 14 rooms around the planet get to have a say in how that happens. And then of course, when you have something like Catalyst, you have to have rules, you have to have limits, restrictions, deadlines, all of those rules and all of those parameters is something else that these working groups will be tackling. And then of course, once you go through the whole system and you receive some funding, starting a company, starting a movement it goes far beyond money. Yes, money is really important. I can testify to that, but it's not the only ingredient. You need other things as well. So Catalyst wants to not just give out money, but make sure that the ideas that those money are put to actually bear fruit. And then of course, again, like I said, we don't want 10 people doing the job for the whole planet. It's a very big planet with different values, different spiritual backgrounds, different upbringing. So we want this whole system and how everything functions to be inclusive and encourage collaboration. And then of course, we have to examine exactly some of the harder stuff, right? The governance, the processes, what happens if you don't say what you're going to do, what happens if you don't follow some of the parameters, things of those nature. We also get to help shape what that looks like. So I think we'll talk a little bit about Catalyst itself. So these are some of the big goals that we mostly just talked about. So of course, empowerment and inclusion on a global scale. What inclusion looks like in the United States probably looks different in Nairobi or in the Middle East. And of course, we want collaboration. And this analysis is where my team, like the nation, got put into the spotlight. We want to be able to analyze and assess if all the things we're doing is working, right? How do we know inclusion is working? How do we know the funding is going to be used? And then of course, community consensus goes hand in hand with the inclusion thing. We all need to feel good about it. I don't think there will ever be a case where there will be true consensus where we're all happy, but at least we need to feel good about it, and we need to feel like our voices are being heard. And then of course, we need Catalyst to grow. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes, what's the biggest thing after a village? A nation. It takes a planet to really grow an idea, to sustain and to grow a company. So Catalyst wants to be a community where if you incubate an idea, you start a company, you start a movement, you're not alone. You have help. You know where to go. Next slide. I wish this slide was first because I've talked about the thing we're changing and the thing we're about to help make better without actually explaining what Project Catalyst is. So anyways, now that you know what will make it better, I'll tell you about what Project Catalyst is. And before we even get to Catalyst, there's something called Cardano. And before we get to Cardano, there's something called blockchain. You know, blockchain is just a new way to manage information that's not controlled by any one party, and information can take all kinds of shape. Typically, blockchains have public and private flavors. The public one is this idea that someone starts and builds the technology, but once it's built, anybody can participate in that system anywhere on the planet that has access to computers and internet. Cardano is a public blockchain that operates this way. There's now over 3,000 parties, like myself, that contribute to the functioning and the operation of the Cardano public blockchain. one really cool feature of that public blockchain is people that use the services of the blockchain, they have to pay fees. Some of those fees goes to people like me who help run the blockchain. Some of the fees goes to other people, and then a little bit gets put into the equivalent of a sovereign wealth fund, basically a treasury, a public treasury that someday in the future, all of us will get to decide what happens to that treasury. Project Catalyst is just a small experiment of what that public money might be used for. So Project Catalyst goes to the Cardano treasury about every 3 or so months, and it says, okay, I think right now, have we reached $1 billion US? I'm not sure. But every 3 months, Project Catalyst goes to that system and say, okay, what if we took 50 million from the system and we have a way for people around the planet who is building for Cardano or building on Cardano to get some of that money, to get some of that resources from the Cardano public treasury. So it's a platform, it's done in a decentralized way. You get grant, and the grants are for solving challenges that either is for the Cardano community or challenges that utilize the Cardano infrastructure or technology to solve real world problems in your community or online. So typically this happens every 3 or 4 months. At the beginning, the community will provide ideas for what challenges we should be solving. So on the previous slide, there was something called funding priorities. So that's that stage. Typically people will come in and say, okay, we need more help with this, we need more education, we need more stuff in Swahili, we need stuff in Chinese. Okay, we need to move more legacy financial products to the blockchain. Nini, as we say here in Nairobi. And then after that stage is over, the community will then evaluate and vote. And then people get to provide solutions to those challenges. So personally for me, this is where I provided some proposals to do education in Swahili. That's how Salien and Tabata over there got sucked in to the movement. And we provided our proposals as well. But then once you provide the proposals, something that's also very different in the Cardano Catalyst system versus other blockchains you may have heard of. Typically when you apply for a grant, 3 people get to say yes or no. If you're lucky, maybe 20 people will get to say yes or no. Well, when you provide solutions to Cardano through the Project Catalyst system, you can tap into a subset of the global community. So typically 7,000 to 8,000 people tends to say yes or no if your idea is a good idea. But the beauty of it is you don't have to convince someone in China that your idea is good. If you have enough people in Nairobi who think the idea is good, you can get funded. You don't have to be in the United States and convince someone in Liberia who doesn't relate to you that the idea is good. You just need enough people surrounding you who will say, okay, this is a good idea, and then if your idea gets the most votes, it gets funded, which is really, really neat. And then of course, for all of this to work, and for it to be a global thing, and not something that's being decided by 4 or 5 people, all of the different ways, all of the different management tasks, the different duties, the validation, the making sure people are not trying to scam the system, All of it, anybody can just show up and say, hey, I want to help with this part. And they get invited to help, and they get compensated to help. So if you want to do reviews of all the ideas, to say, okay, this is a bad idea, this is a good idea, this is a bad idea, you can sign up to play that role. There's even a role where if you want to go and check all the reviews to make sure they are not being written by bots or being written by scammers, you can go and sign up to be the checker. Once the project gets funded, someone has to go check and make sure they're doing what they said they were going to do. Anybody can sign up for that role. So Project Catalyst is really, when this sentence, the world's largest decentralized grant innovation funding platform, it's a new thing. It's a new idea. It's never been done before. It's a big idea. And you're here today to take it to the next level and make it even better. Yeah. I think that's it for this slide. We're going to watch a little video about some of what I just said. People love funny business. That's for you, that's your job there. And then of course, this is for the community reviews. And then if you currently hold ADA, maybe this is your first time hearing about Project Catalyst, anybody who holds ADA gets to decide which proposal gets funded. So this is the QR code for you. You can scan and download the app, and then when there's time for voting, you will be notified to go and check out the ideas and vote.
You've learned something. At least you've gotten something small, right? Right? Yes. Something small. Let's communicate. Something small, you grab something, right? So, without much ado, I'd want us to take some coffee or tea, just a short break, and then we come back to continue. So we have a guest. Oh, sorry. First of all, thank you so much, Mr. Darlington, for taking us through. At least we were able to understand much on that. So if you want to write a project before you go further, or you don't know what to decide on, at least you can also be able to scan to get much idea from this. Also, if you want to review so that you don't allow some businesses that are not good to continue, he has explained everything. I want to take this chance to welcome a guest. He just arrived. Yes, you just mention your name. You can just come here. Just your name, where you are from, what you do. Yeah, that's it.
Hello everyone. My name is Dan Baruka. I'm a Cardano ambassador from DRC. But I'm living here since 1 year, I think in Nairobi. And I'm a CEO and co-founder of Up-to-Date Developers, which is a software company. We build software for companies. And we also have projects. We've been founded in Project Catalyst last fund 11 for ADA-X. ADA-X is a project which allows people to convert their ADA to local currency in Africa. So if you have ADA for the first time, it will be difficult for you to use it in Africa. That's why we think about ADA-X. It's a bridge between ADA and local currency. If you are in Kenya, you use a your mobile phone as you get your ADA, you get your money from ADA to directly in your M-Pesa. If you are in Congo, as me, I use my mobile phone from Congo to receive my money. If you have a friend in US or in another continent who want to send you money from ADA and directly receive in your mobile phone, you can use ADA-X. Thank you.
Wow. That's amazing. So,
said in his presentation, but once there's community participation, where our voice is also heard through some of these workshops, I think that is a starting point for great impact of Cardano and Catalyst across the world. And also, the reason why we are breaking into these groups is that, usually once it's a big group like this, you definitely not have people sharing all ideas they have in mind. But let's say in smaller groups, let's say you're a group of 2 or 3 and there are a lot of persons, you realize that you have to talk more, you have to bring out more of the rich ideas and knowledge you also have. And it also enforces collaboration, vision collaboration. You are able to maybe agree to some inputs made by your group members, or also maybe you think otherwise, then you also justify why you think it is this way and not what is being said. Okay, so that also explains diverse perspectives. So I know we will not all think the same. It's not even possible for us to think same. If that happens, then maybe we declare this conference as a robotic conference. Yes, so your opinions, feel free to bring out rich ideas and knowledge you have. And whatever questions you also have, make sure you bring them out. Let's get to address them, then we can move forward. All right, so now what we just have to do is to divide ourselves. So maybe we can come back. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that we will now sit in those groups. Yes, so yes, and this is, so let's take note of this too. So in the groups, we will have each and every mini group. So you have a lead in the group, and also a scribe. You know who a scribe is? More or less like one who writes, a secretary. That will also take note of whatever that is being said. Yes, so additionally, we're supposed to use Miro in real time. So Miro is a platform that allows you to capture whatever inputs that is being made by each and every one of us here. But it's quite unfortunate we are not all here with laptops. So in order to still achieve what we would have achieved on Miro, even though we still input whatever outcomes that are here on Miro, we'll be using the sticky notes. Yes, so we use the sticky notes until we have it there. So the sticky notes will be placed on each table for the groups, and we'll now use that to record our views and answers to the questions. All right, so yes, so that is what we'll be looking at. Yes, so we can get the groups 1 to 5.
My name is TK Prince, I'm community manager for Project Catalyst. I've been with the team for 3 years now.
So it's really wonderful being able to see people like, like Danny would say, to confirm if we have, ankles and toes. So yeah, the working group is a really amazing initiative to gather community insights and get feedback. I think everybody interacts with catalysts in a very different way from different parts of the world. So being able to gather all of those feedback from different people's experiences will be able to move us to the next step. One Summer Catalyst is very community focused, and we always try to iterate the process and be able to do better. So I think this is a really good stepping stone for us to be able to take that forward. I'm just going to participate like everyone else. So please go ahead to what you're supposed to do with the insights and the feedback. It's very, very much appreciated. And thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone.
Then keep notes of what key ideas, key quotes during the session. So in this case, not on the Miro, but on what? The sticky notes. Alright, so we have already looked at this. So each minute group will choose a lead person that will have the success of the group and be the nominated or spokesperson. So that's one. So this is where we are now. This is what we are going to look at. So we are allowing each and every member 15 to 20 minutes to think about what the individual questions on your own and provide answers. So on the sticky note. So we have 15 to 20 minutes to do this. So the questions are right here. So we go through the questions, and our questions is on catalyst funded projects incubation and what acceleration. And these are the key questions we are supposed to address. All right, so this is what we'll be looking at now. So you think about the individual questions on your own and provide answers on the sticky notes. Then right after that, so in the next, after 20 minutes, then each member will have 5 to 10 minutes to review the data connected to each funding category, and small conversions and start with this information here. So Catalyst has actually provided a link where you can actually see the breakdown of all funding rounds, I think from fund 0 to fund 11. So you can have a look at those records. Probably we'll just share it among ourselves through WhatsApp or whichever way you can let them have access to this so that they can go through and whatever they need to write them out. Yes, so the lead. This is what you are supposed to do. So you set timers. Right? So once we start with the first one, so you set time. So between 15 to 20 minutes, we should have been done with thinking through the questions and answering them as individuals, and allow each member time to provide answers to the question. So you will maybe probably decide how long individuals should go through the questions and how many minutes they have to answer the questions. Then the scribe help participants add answers. So since we are not using Miro, anybody who has a challenge in writing down the answers, the scribe, you can be of help in that regard. I hope it's clear. Is it clear? So I think we can start. So you can the lead. Have we all gotten leads? Yes, and please the lead be firm with the time. So we are once the time starts, it applies to all. Yes. Okay, leader. Yes. Yes.
The first one about
the first one I talked about was directed.
yes, sure.
Yes, directed. It's around 26 years. Developers and translators from alumni organizations. Yeah.
I don't want to use the word one. Mediators.
Like a group of people.
So it can be groups of people or individuals.
Should it be specific or just in
It's another who can do this quality assurance checks. Be able to we are able to
Are you trying to solve it company?
In your region, you back to your region.
Exactly. So it means that you're in Kenya, you build a project in Kenya, no problem with but start with DRC because here I need to have license from the government, financial government. So a restriction from government, but because even some countries is not maybe taking serious if the technical problem is mine, I think people understanding the
Funded, so from Fund 1, that was the pilot. Fund 2, Fund 3, Fund 4, through to Fund 11. So the most recent one, that's the big one. Alright, so once you follow the link, you'll be able to so for example, for Fund 11, so once you, these are hyperlinks, once you follow this link, once you click on this link, it should give you much information about the total funds that was requested in Fund 11. So total funds requested was 46,489,871 ADA. That's the Cardano tokens, which as of then was equivalent to $29,074,764 million. That was huge money. Yes. So and how much has been distributed so far? 8.4 million ADA. Then the remaining 38. Yeah, so since this is still the just ended funding round, most of the funds haven't really been exhausted by funded projects. I think some are still in their first milestones, and others have not even started yet. So there were a total of what? 6 categories. Then 300 proposals were funded in Fund 11. 300 were funded. Yes, and 307,698 total votes cast, with 920 proposals submitted. All right. Then, once you scroll down, so this is where you can take note of. You have the opportunity now to view proposals that were funded under each category. So for example, in Cardano use cases, that is the concept, we had 76 proposals funded in this category. So 76 proposals. Then use cases solution, we had 38 proposals funded. Then use cases product, we had 19 proposals funded from there. So, and once you click on it, so most of them are just links. Once you click on it, good. So when you open the first challenge, so now you will now be able to see the individual proposals that were funded. So under Cardano use cases concept, so one proposal that was funded is what we call interoperability between Cardano and other blockchains. So and they requested for 100,000 ADA. So if you want to read more about each and every one of them, which I know you may not be able to read all because the data is so new, but for the purposes of helping you answer the questions effectively, you may just go through some of them, and information that you think applies to some of these questions, then you can actually give your responses. I don't know whether it's clear. Alright, so let's use the next 5 to 10 minutes. I think that's the time allocated to actually look at that. But also, we also have the expert answering the questions. So now the lead of the group. So now we can discuss your answers, so individual responses that came from every team member. So each member will explain their reasoning for the answers and have the chance to bring these ideas to the entire group. So you know, you were supposed to answer the questions individually. So now this is the time to share with your group. The answer okay, so now probably the questions will now be, so we can ask ourselves, so why these answers? So just to get clarity. Yes. And also the snack is ready, so you can just take one. Okay, we have 5 minutes to do the So now in this tax overview, so this is what the team leads will be doing. So you write a discussion about the outcomes. So whatever outcome that came, since the voting will be tomorrow. So each mini group review each question's top 5 answers to each question as a group. Okay? And explore why these answers came up and why they are important. So you see, it still takes us back to the questions we were supposed to answer individually. Do you get it here? Because probably there will be answers or responses maybe, and you realize that there are some top answers to some questions that keeps on. Then we will have to prioritize these answers. Yeah. So as individuals, you can still provide the answers, then with your names on the sticky notes. So that from there we can. You see, there's no way we can run away from it. Yeah. So good. So then later we write down on the sticky notes the top 5 for each question. So the top 5 answers for each question that comes up. Yes, but since we are not what do you call it, groups of 5, so maybe top 2, top 3 in that order. Yes. So that is how it will go. Alright, so this is the final part. So add the description and reasoning for the answers to each question. This will help prepare the group to express and share their findings when the entire workshop group comes together in the community sharing rounds. Okay? Yes. I hope this is clear. So you add the description and listening for the answers to each question. So you add, so you elaborate on the answers that were actually given, because this will actually help prepare each and every smaller group to express and share their findings when the entire, at the end of the day, we will come back collectively as one group. Then, now from the various teams, we share our findings. So this will now be done by the team leads and scribe. Right. So add a discussion question. How does this answer add value to the community? And question 2, why did your mini working group vote for this? Okay. Yes, so when we are done with the break, we'll spend the next 25 to 30 minutes just working around this and prepare ourselves to wrap up tomorrow. Is that okay? Yeah. Alright, so thank you. Lunch is ready. Here who have been funded by Catalyst. So I see some of the questions. Yes, so maybe you could, I don't know whether maybe after the lunch you could at least give a brief overview or short answers for some of these questions. So that it also gives the entire team members clarity to be able to also construct or organize their questions, their answers to the questions. I hope that's okay. Yeah. So let's hear from TK.
Hi everyone. Hello. I'm not sure how many people here are like new, like this is your first time interacting with Catalyst. Please raise your hand if it's your first time interacting with Catalyst.
This is your
First time?
with Catalyst.
Like anything related to Catalyst, your first time, please raise your hand. Who likes the procedure of the room that already knows, has like context of Catalyst and people who actually join it. So the entire point of this event is to gather insights, from the community in order to make the process and the existing systems better, right? The topic for the Nairobi working group is around incubation and acceleration. So far, Catalyst has already funded over 1,000 projects, and we have 800 plus completed projects. We have about 2 people here who have been recipients of Catalyst funding. And the most important thing is what is next after you've received funds from Catalyst. For people who've been funded by Catalyst in the past, Darlington and Dan, what were some of the challenges that you had to go through? What support do you need from the Catalyst team? What do you wish was already existing in the process to make you delivering your projects faster, quicker, and much better? So that's basically like what I wanted to just create as a context first. So when you're thinking about these questions, you should be thinking about, okay, so if I get funded by Catalyst, what kind of support that I would need? For some people, they are building business for the very first time. They have no experience on how to build a business. What kind of support would they need? For some people, they already know how to build a business, but probably the first time actually integrating that into the blockchain. What kind of support do you think they would need? So there's like a lot of things that, factors to consider when actually answering some of these questions. So maybe we could hear from Darlington first, and then from Dan. So just to bring more context for people who are new into the ecosystem. When you got funded by Catalyst, you went through certain challenges. Although, you're a community OG, so you probably had context, but for the very first time when you got funded by Catalyst, what are the things you expected from the Catalyst side of things, like for support, mentorship? How was it for you?
When I got funded with Project Catalyst, I already had a somewhat functioning business. I think the thing that was new to me, and probably would be new to many people, is going from matching internet money to real money and all the implications that comes with, all the tax obligations. How do you report it to your government agencies? Is it a grant? Who's giving you the grant? If they want to talk to somebody, is there a phone number to call? Is there a website to go and verify that this money came from Cardano and not from Al Qaeda or something like that? So that was tough. And I've heard from other people who's gotten funded, sometimes it's very expensive. Because if you go talk to a lawyer or an accountant, as soon as they hear blockchain, the price goes up 3, 4, 5 times the normal amount because it comes with a lot more risk depending on what environment you're in. And then for me, the other thing, I know the funded teams have access to it's a Catalyst network that meets regularly and there are presentations. It would be good if some of that resources was more async, because it's really hard for me to make those meetings. I try, and I used to come often. Now it's far and few in between, and sometimes I watch the YouTube video. Right. Sometimes there's recording of the presentation, and I can see that. But more asynchronous, like a portal or something, and then actual people that I can talk to in person. I like in-person things. Sometimes it's hard to really get help if you're just emailing between somebody, or if you have a one Zoom conversation with them. So I think more hubs would be really nice. Somewhere I can go and see people regularly that knows what I'm talking about, and that can be able to help me. Those were two things I wish I had. Let's hear from you, Mr. Baluka.
For me, I think Danington talked about most of the challenges we faced after being founded. But being here in Africa, we got different challenges from you. First of all, we are facing on compliance, government's compliance and restriction. Like how do we pay our tax in DRC, for example? DRC doesn't allow blockchain companies, you see. So it's one of the most problems we can face in my country. I mean, here in Kenya, it's more acceptable than in DRC. So if you have a project in DRC and it's a blockchain project, it will be difficult for you to explain how you pay your taxes. Where did you get that money? How will you explain that to have investors which you don't even know them? Like Catalyst, it's money from the community and it goes to community. So how will you explain that? It's quite difficult. It's one of the problems. And the second problem we are facing is when we are explaining your project to users now. It's quite difficult to explain your project because you need to start by explaining what is a blockchain. What is a blockchain? How it works. Last time I had a question from my brother. He knows that I'm working in blockchain since 4 years, but he was saying, like, I've never understand what you are really doing. So you are saying that you are going to launch a project in July. I need to be there, but what is it exactly? I need to explain from the beginning, from what is blockchain. So you imagine I need to explain that to everyone. That's why most of our project was about education. In Congo now, they understand a little bit what is blockchain and how it really works. A bit, not technically, but use cases, how they can address projects and address like community problem with blockchain. Now they are able to do that. And now, one of the biggest problems is when you get funded, you have ADA. You have ADA. For the first time, I remember I was not founded, but someone I have a company, development company, so we build software for companies, from US, someone said, I need to pay you in ADA. How will I use that ADA? It's not as if I have Kenya shillings or USD dollar. I can just go in the Forex and exchange that money. It's, even in Congo, we start trying to pay people in ADA. It was like, what is this? I have to pay you $1,000 in ADA because I received ADA. I just want to pay people in ADA. So it was also one of the biggest challenge. That's even why we propose a project converting that ADA in local currency, and you also be able to buy that ADA so you're familiar with that money. And the last thing I can say it's about technical problems. So most of developers or technology companies use Web 2. Now about blockchain is a Web 3. So that's also a big change. So you need to explain what is a big tree, how it works. Usually for Web 3, we have less information. When you compare like websites from Web 2 to Web 3, Web 2 we have most information in the website, but for Web 3 you can spend one day to really understand what the company does. So less information. There is no medium. Most of the time, there is no medium company. Like if I go, I know some people can't understand what I mean. It's like when you have your Safaricom M-Pesa account, you know if you lose if you send to someone else your money, you can just go to Safaricom and say that I need a reverse. But with your blockchain wallet, so if you confuse the address, you lose the money. It's also one of the big challenges. People need to understand those problems. Then they will accept the blockchain. I think what I can say at the end is the big challenge we are facing in Africa. It's about education. Most of the continents understand about blockchain. Country and governments accept blockchain. But in Africa, when you are talking to a member of government about blockchain, he's like, he doesn't even understand what is the technology first. He asks you how to install WhatsApp on their mobile phone. I don't know how you explain about blockchain. So you see the problem. So to make them accept that, we need to have a lot of people talking about blockchain, and then they will be obliged to accept that. I think that's my point about challenges.
Nice. You know, there are teams who struggle, and they figure it out. There are teams who find a way somehow. Before I came to blockchain, one of the things I used to read a lot were whenever I enter a new technology or start going after a new client, it's case studies. Oh, this is what these people before me did that worked. And Catalyst is so global, I feel like if I know, even as a funded proposal, I don't like forms, and I don't like answering questions. So I don't know if it needs to be incentivized or something, or just some persistence. But if we have like a bunch of case studies of people who've been funded, what they did, what worked, that was somewhere accessible where we can all just read, it would be very nice if I can open a page somewhere and see that, oh, this company in Kenya or in Tanzania did this and did that, and they ran into this, and they went that direction. That would just encourage me to have more confidence in incubation and acceleration.
which would have looked abstract for us. And I think it's great having two funded projects, their leaders here, who have actually shared their side of the story. I think that's great. Anything else to add?
I was trying to understand why, because I run the Catalyst network events, I'm trying to understand why Darlington doesn't attend. He was saying something about time.
Yeah, meetings, and because ask questions, but Cardano is so young.
The format changed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you are attending like the more recent events. So it's like the first step is like mentorship. So we have guest speakers, and the guests usually are like thought leaders around like being able to grow a company, growth related or maybe technical stuff. So the last one we had, the last event was like an open office, so yeah, questions. But the one before that we had someone coming to talk about product-led growth. Yeah, so those are kind of things you should be expecting if you happen to attend.
Yeah, and I don't know if, do you guys...
I sent out the monthly email. I just sent out the recap like 2 days ago.
I saw that one. So, I think going to the event itself will be hard, but I feel like it's just a timing thing, right? Just schedule conflict. Obviously, there are times where I don't have a conflict there, or like I don't have something to do with work or something along those lines. But I feel like if all of that stuff that's coming out of the events, or if someone, you know what still bothers me, even with the weekly town hall, one of my projects I will start soon maybe, to just collect all the links that is posted in the chat and actually make that available post, So all of that stuff, if someone attends, if someone is talking about, say, how do you deal with regulation in Kenya, right? Chances are they probably have links and things like that. They probably have follow-ups where you can reach out to actually act on the information. Sometimes if you just watch the video, that stuff gets missing. If they have slides, then usually it's nice because they'll be on a slide, you can click on it and then follow the link yourself. But just more of that. The videos are great. I think if we took all that stuff and we put them somewhere where people can see them all together.
So like a YouTube channel?
Like a YouTube channel, even something old school like a Google folder.
There's a folder where we have like the slides and the
For town hall, yeah, for the events.
For the network event.
I've never seen that folder. So maybe it's just an education thing too. Have you seen this folder? Right. So we have a website now, projectcatalyst.io. I feel like there should be a menu on there for incubation and acceleration that has links to all that stuff. Here's the link to the folder. Here's the link to the meetings and stuff like that. So
we should be writing this feedback. Insights being shared.
Right, yeah, great follow-up. So stuff like that, right? So people know if I go to projectcatalyst.io and I need help with anything, it's a jumping off point where to go to get that thing. When I got funded, for the first week or two, all the emails went to my spam folder. So I had to know to go check that. To be like, oh, this is not spam, this is not spam. And Google still does that sometimes. Gmail is horrible. Even emails that you read regularly, if you go 1 month, 2 months without opening them, they start sending them to the spam again, which is very frustrating.
Do we continue with session 2 or we can now take our lunch? If not, you will get cold.
Already sort of like getting like people who can be able to use that particular product and yeah, and again, yeah.
Blockchain crashed and disappeared with people's money. That's great. And now, awareness, lack of awareness.
Sawa. Are you happy?
So happy? You're happy now?
No legitimacy.
So strategic marketing, like M-Pesa, the way they put it everywhere is green, every corner you turn you'll find an M-Pesa. And the other one is savings.
Day 2. Before I go far, I'm just giving 1 minute. Everyone, and come where you are, to say your name, where you are from, and also what you do, just for 1 minute.
In the vertical slums of Kilauea.
I'm sure 90% is there too.
Darlington, I commuted. Where I commuted from? From the vertical slums of Kilauea.
Good morning. I'm Kaparu Bismarck from Nairobi.
Morning. My name is Sandra. I'm also from Nairobi. I'm Tabitha and I'm from Nairobi.
What is good? I'm from Rogari.
I'm Josephine from Congo.
Hello. It's Mesha from Congo.
I'm Udaluke from Nairobi.
Hi, my name is Eda from
Morning, everyone. Just introduce yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Jeremiah from Ghana. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. We are just going straight. We're just going to start straight away. Let me give him chance also to introduce himself. Introduce yourself.
My name is Dan Barker, and I'm from Lavington.
Thank you guys. Henry Momoyo from Nairobi, and we are hosting this event with him on behalf of the Catalyst, Project Catalyst. So we did a lot yesterday, and I don't know if we can just show a list of what we went through and then until where we were so that someone can pick up. But don't worry, if you are not here yesterday, we have time for like breaks, lunch break or tea break. You can always try and get someone to talk to, ask them their name. They can also give you 1, 2, 3 things that we went through yesterday, so that you can also get something constructive. Otherwise, I'm just waiting for the list. Okay, so this was the agenda that I went through yesterday, but I'm just going to mention it a little bit so that we know where exactly we were. So we did the welcoming, and then number 2 was ground rules and expectations, which we touched on, and workshop overview, we did it perfectly well. Introduction to Catalyst, also we did. Then we went to networking and breaks, we went to task explanation, and then we did mini working groups. Then we went for break and we did, we had energizer. Okay, then we did mini working group session 2. We didn't finish, right?
So we did a portion.
Yeah, we did a portion. Yeah, we did a portion of the working group. So we are still here. We are going now for the votings. I don't know if every group was able to finish. We had 4 groups. Oh, 5 groups, sorry. We had 5 groups. Group 1, did you finish?
Exactly.
Group 2?
All finished, so...
I'm not sure. Group 5? We finished. Group 5 finished, then every group did. Yeah. So we just want to see what is left on the portion that is left, where we are going to do the votings. And I don't know whether we are going straight to those groups immediately. Yeah, so can you find your group, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5. For those who are new, just stay where you are. I'm going to, I'll find a way of fixing you everywhere. Group 1 here, please. Group 1. Oh. Group 2 at the back seats. No problem. Wait.
Cardano is ADA, so that we can. So wanaekanga category za one category wameweka. For this category, the available amount is 12 million ADA. For this category, the available amount is 5 million ADA. So also, when you are putting out your proposal, make sure you can IPT the amount for that category. Like mentorship.
So umepata funding, you don't know where to start. For example, like you had this proposal,
answers that came for questions from various team members. We're supposed to pick our top 5 questions. Yes, that keep on showing. But if we were really not up to 5 in a group or 4, and depending on the number of questions that came, we are still going to vote on what's the top 3. And this top 3 actually becomes the answers that will be satisfied for the various groups. Okay? But when we come back to the full house, we will now put these answers together and vote for the top 5. Because at that point, see, we will have a lot of answers in display. Then we vote for the top 5 answers. But for each individual group, so for every question, so you vote on what's the top 3. So this is how it's going to be done. Maybe, for example, what industry partners are interested in blockchain innovation in your region? So you know the answers will be provided for the group. So now it's going to be a vote. So maybe answers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now the team, so individually you vote. Which answer do you think should be prioritized? Maybe something like that. So depending on the number of people that vote for a particular answer, so at the end of the day, we look forward the top 3. So those that come first, the top 3, maybe first answer, maybe you have maybe a group of 4, you have 2 people voting for the first answer. Then the second, you have 2 people voting. The third, 0. The fourth, 1. So you realize that the top 3 answers will be the 1, 2, and 4. Do we get it? Yeah. Exactly. So that is what we are going to do for all of the questions. All right. Thank you. I don't want to bore you with so much words, so we can start work. So we have 10 to 15 minutes to do it. So please get fresh sticky notes to record, so to cast your votes.
So the next one.
Probably we can do even the third one. Or let's yeah, so now this is what happens. So that's 3. We all picked it, so that's 4 votes.
Then this one is 3 votes.
3 votes, then the one you mentioned, what was it? Yes.
So that's Ajira wins.
Exactly, so Ajira becomes the first.
Community sharing. And here we are now going to, each group, you have your lead and scribe. Group 1, your lead, scribe, him. You are complete. Okay. So for group 2, group 2, rearrange the seats so we can face here. Rearrange the seats. Group 3. Lola. Are you ready, Dad? We don't want to be, you are 100%. Okay, so we want to do just a small activity, just a small one, because we need to interact. And I don't know where we are going to do this, because we need a space. Here. Yeah, so can you just, let's come here, make a cycle. Just come and make a cycle, just a small cycle. All of us. This one, we are doing it because we want to know each other. You know, it's always good to know someone. We meet them somewhere one day, you can say hello. It's always good. And he's going to lead us anyway on that. Just be in a cycle. Let's come here.
Alright. Okay. Let's start there. This game goes like this. I hope you know his name. You know his name. Can you stand on this side?
Yes, no, I think we should say our name first.
Alright. Just say one name. Just say one name before we start.
Hey.
Just one name.
Hey.
Eugene. Silas. Mesha. Apollos.
Lola. Tabi. Salian.
Peter.
Rita. Abigail. Dan.
Jeremiah. Bismarck. Alright. Bismarck. Alright. So, if you fail to mention the name of your partner, you'll come front and you'll dance for us. I can start. Bismarck, Harry, Ruth,
Josephine, Accord, Lavington, Eugene, Silas, Apollo.
Bismarck, Eric, Ruth, Josephine, Accord, Dalton. Cyrus, Apollo.
Bismarck, Henry, Ruth, Josephine, Accord, Darlington, Eugene, Silas, Apollos, Roland.
Bismarck, Kevin, Ruth, Josephine, Accord, Darlington, Eugene, Silas, Apollo, Lola, Sabina.
We have Bismarck, Erin, Ruth, Josephine, Accord, Darlington, Eugene, Silas, Apollo, Charlie.
Bismarck, Jaden. No, it's not. Bismarck, Henry, Arimut, Josephine, Accord, Darlington, Eugene, Silas, Apollos, Lola, Tabitha, Salian,
Alright, so Bismarck, Erin, Ruth, Josephine, Accord, Darlington, Eugene, Silas, Apollos, Lola, Tabi, Celian, Abigail, Jeremiah.
I'm not very good.
But you should be good at dancing.
No, now I start. Jumping in here. Yeah. Bismarck, Henry, Ruth, Josephine. Yes. Yes. Darlington, Eugene. Yeah. Silas. Yes. Silas.
Okay, just get in the circle.
Wow.
randomly mention
Yes.
5 names?
Yes.
So you just want to point randomly point to them.
Yes.
Randomly.
I want.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can give the microphone.
Yes.
So you just want to point and mention the name, 5 random names.
Yes.
Darlington, Eugene, this side we have Delma, Josephine.
Okay, one more or he's done? Alright, okay. Oh, so after this.
Yes.
Mention, since you don't know the name.
Yes.
Mention 4 of the cities that people were from.
Yeah.
This is a high five? Yes. No, it's only 4. It's only 4. Yeah?
Well, it's 15. 4. Yeah. 4 cities.
4 cities.
Let me start with that.
Ghana?
What the person said, that's what you said.
It's okay. It's okay. Say Ghana.
It's okay for us.
Ghana?
Okay, good. Okay. Sure. I think that's also fine. Silent. Okay, let's try into that.
If it's not silent, it's
Say the name. Say the name. You didn't say the name.
Eugene.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Peter. What is the name of the photographer? Ah, 11.
Look at the shutters. Yeah,
You know, between 11:40 and 12. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so just wanted to have some fun. I think we'll just get back. Yeah. Thank you guys for participating. At least you know somebody else. Yeah. So,
Alright. This is group 1. And our first question: what industry partners are interested in blockchain innovation in our region? One, we have Safaricom. It's a potential partner that already. Let me first say the top three. We have Safaricom, ICT Authority, and we have one local, which is Direct ED. Now, how does the top three add value? We have Safaricom. Many people trust Safaricom because it's already there. It's making them an ideal on-ramp for introducing blockchain. They have been proven to have had a strong security. We have Direct ED is already on the ground in the community and have trained over 300 high schoolers in blockchain related technologies. The ICT Authority is already connected to young entrepreneurs, which is a great to get new bright minds building on Cardano. Question 2. Where are the main investment hubs you know of in your region? We have top 3. 1. We have eHub, we have KO, and we have Safaricom. For the eHub, is a great partner for establishing Cardano huge hubs across the country. They already have a facility for meetups, presentation, guest lectures. Partnering with them will lower the cost of entry and reduce the maintenance overhead. Kenya Youth Employment and Opportunity Project, that is KEO, already have a Catalyst-style grant program. KEO could potentially run a specialized instance of Catalyst. Perhaps they can even use the upcoming Catalyst open source infrastructure. KEO is already giving out grants in partnership with industry institutions. So partnering with KEO will expose Cardano a large number of both upcoming entrepreneurs and leaders as well as industry leaders and institutions. Catalyst partnership with Safaricom, they have Doto Zetu program. Doto Zetu is a Swahili name which means our dreams program, bringing the community together to solve real-world problems and do exploits. What prevents these investors from involved in Cardano? 1, we have lack of awareness. 2, we have no strong sense of legitimacy. Another one, there is fear. Other blockchain projects have crashed and disappeared with people's money. So, another question, who is hosting startups, technology events in your region for blockchain or for other tech? Our top 3, we have eHub, we have Ajira Digital, and Good Things Foundation. How does the top 3 add value? For the Good Things Foundation, they have a program called Learn My Way, which help young people, young computer illiterate youth to access internet and learn computer packages for free, which is a good opportunity to onboard young people to blockchain. Perhaps Cardano related courses can be introduced into the cohort. We have eHub, already have a space and atmosphere of entrepreneurship, mentorship, and acceleration. It could be a good location for regional Catalyst network events. We have Ajira Digital. This is a government platform that empower young Kenyans to find online jobs and gigs. This is an educated skills resource for helping Catalyst perhaps with reviews and other decentralized tasks. Now, what do Catalyst funded projects need most after they have been funded? We have our top 3, we have follow-up and celebration. We have some help on starting a company. We help other young people to come up with company. We have mentorship from previous funded projects or individuals. What pain does Catalyst address for entrepreneurs in your region or locality? One, we have PESA, that means money. Two, network of other entrepreneurs and exposure to the new opportunity and work. The last one, who can you put in touch with Catalyst help support follow on funding objectives? For us, we say we have Harry Omolo, Joy, the host of the working group session in Kenya, and Nomad Footprint Technology. So that's our presentation for Group 1. Thank you.
That was good. Thank you so much. Let me have Group 2. Can I have Group 2, please? Yeah, just around 2 minutes. Just try to be faster so that we
Summarize.
Yes, summarize the summary.
So now what's the do is, so we let them write at the high level the answers for it. Then we pick from other, we now do
Okay, so we have Group 2. So question 1. What industry partners are interested in blockchain innovation in your region? So we said the tech industry. Then we said tech industry, we said communication. So for tech industry, example was direct ed. Communication industry, we said Safaricom, and then educational industry, we said Oakland Children's Foundation. And then for the second question, where are the main investment hubs you know of in your region? So we said the blockchain hub that is in this building, and then we say real estate investments. For the other question, what prevents these investors from getting involved in Cardano? We said one is lack of knowledge or information about Cardano. The second one is blockchain technology being a new concept. And the third one is people do not know how to leverage the blockchain technology to their advantage. How can the Catalyst community engage them? We said community outreach to onboard them. The other one is education on how to use the blockchain technology. And of course, the other one was funding the ideas for projects. Who is hosting startup technology events in your region for blockchain or for other tech? We said the Kenya Tech Summit happening on the July 12th. We said Africa Tech Summit, which already happened, and we said eHub. What do Catalyst funded projects be post after they have been funded? We said mentorship from the Catalyst community. We said information on how to grow from like a small project to a big one. We said networking with previously funded projects and use of case studies, and we also said knowledge of ADA, that is how to convert ADA into a stable coin so that they get the worth of their project. What pain points does Catalyst address for entrepreneurs in your region's locality? We said one is access to a global network of people to network with. The other one is they offer funding for projects and equality so that it's like a same level playing field for anywhere in the world to submit their proposal. The last one, who can put in touch with Catalyst to help support follow-on funding objectives? We had one, which is the Catalyst Community Group.
Thank you, Group 2. We are done with Group 2. Group 3, please.
Hi, we are group 3 from Josephine and she's studying.
The first question is, what industry partners are interested in blockchain innovation?
So, for regions, we are two. The one is from Kenya and others are from Congo. So, from Kenya, we find Safaricom in finance and many photographers in media.
Where are the main investment hubs here in
So in Kenya it's in Nairobi and there are two farms, which there is the Hustler farm and the Cousin farm. In Congo we didn't find
accelerators, incubators, entrepreneurship program.
We have many in Congo and we have what we call Keep Entrepreneur in Congo, and here we know one which is Nairobi. There are many at Nairobi.
What prevents this investment from getting involved in
There is lack of information and also accessibility to information. That is basically in Kenya. Okay. So there is in Kenya there is lack of information and accessibility, but in Congo it's basically the language. Many things on blockchain are in English, and in Congo we are French speakers.
How can the catalyst community engage them?
They can reinforce their strategic marketing, and also they can try to break the language barriers.
Who is hosting startup technology events in your region for blockchain?
So we have individuals, private companies, and governments. In Kenya, we go to the donation and Naira. In Congo, we go up-to-date developers.
What investment funding projects need most after they have been funded?
The first point we need to push up. We need catalysts to be pushing up the project who got funded. Maybe with supporting them in marketing, tax, and also mentorship.
What pain points does Catalyst address for entrepreneurs in your region?
The pain point is education in blockchain, in Cardano, and in Catalyst.
Who can you put in touch with the Catalyst
Our group members, me and Josephine, Tabi, Mishak, and Lola. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's awesome. We need group 4. Group 4. We try to hold the mic like this so that the voice can
make your voice.
Yeah, because it's all
Hello. Yeah, group 4.
Okay, the first question, what industry partners are interested in blockchain innovation in your region? So, in our group, we were 4, myself, Silas,
Jeremiah, and then there's another lady, she was called Ada.
Okay. Our first answer was Ajira, CP4 Lab, Nairobi Tech Week, Nairobi Garage. I think it was those. Question 2.
Where are the main investment hubs you know in your region?
Accelerators, incubators, entrepreneurship programs. What prevents these investors from getting involved in Cardano?
Okay, lack of familiarity, perception that blockchain is a scam, regulatory compliance.
How can Catalyst community engage with them?
Through training sessions, technical support, and media engagement.
Sorry, before we continue, I want to add the values. The first question the value was this one, the current answers that were addressed will cut across all these sectors. Then the second one, the value, it will make you aware of the places to visit, since they are the potential people ready. You need to embrace the blockchain technologies. Then another value for lesson 2A, easy target for collaboration and engagement. Then 2B, it will assist in organizing targeted programs to dismiss wrong perception of people that people have about blockchain technologies. Then the third one, how can Catalyst community engage with them? The value is when trainings and engagement sessions are conducted, entrepreneurs and people have fair knowledge of Cardano and are willing to actively participate in blockchains. Who is hosting startup technology events in your region for blockchain?
Okay, we have the Ajira, the CD4 Lab, and the Nairobi Tech Week.
Then the value for that one will be, it will assist in leveraging on what they already do and market and promote Cardano and Catalyst initiative to their already existing audiences. And also, what do Catalyst funded projects need most when they have been funded?
Number one, the mentorship on how successful execute projects, effective reporting system, assigning project supervisors. Yeah, those one.
The value will be Catalyst will be able to come up with innovative and tracking systems to actively keep in touch with funded projects in the region. Number 5, what main points does Catalyst address for entrepreneurs in your region and locality?
Okay. Number one, access funding, grant market access to funded projects, provision of education on how to use technologies.
The value for that one will be by funding these projects, Catalyst and Cardano blockchains will help to address issues of unemployment and challenges in raising seed capital for entrepreneurs who start projects. Then the last one, who can you put in touch with Catalyst to help support collabs on funding objectives?
Okay, number one, the Catalyst reps, model agents, independent auditing companies, Cardano ambassadors.
The value for that one will be, since they are independent bodies, in following up on funded projects, they will have clear transparency and accountability between the funded project and Catalyst. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. The last group, group 5.
The team member of the group 5 was Dan Baruka, Perrin, Peter, Abigail.
Yes. Listen, one. Good industry partners are interested in blockchain innovation in your region.
So we found CV Labs, Nodo, Bitpesa.
Where are the main investment hubs you know of in your region?
So for accelerators, we list Nigeria, Kenya,
BOAB Network Catalyst Fund. And for incubators, we have Nairobi Garage, Savannah Fund, and IHAB. For entrepreneurship program, we have Safaricom, Equity, and Co.
To be, what prevents these investors from getting involved in Cardano?
We list lack of education in blockchain, scam, and government restrictions.
How can the Catalyst community engage them?
Yeah, for that question, we have, we say by educating investors about blockchain, by collaborating with investors and governments, industries in the region, by hosting events and workshops with investors and community.
Who is hosting startup technology events in your region for blockchain, for other tech?
So we have Blockchain Association of Kenya, we have Blockchain Task Force, we have Blockchain Week.
What do Catalyst funded projects need most after they have been funded?
So project needs more partnership and collaborations, follow-up and commitment, and marketing and reach out.
What pain points does Catalyst address for the entrepreneurs in your region or locality?
So for the 5th question, we have government restrictions again, technical challenges and education, and access to mentorship and expertise.
The last question. Who can you put in touch with Catalyst to help support the forum on funding objectives?
So we give them in general, we give accelerators, government, and startup and co-working spaces. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. Yeah, so we are compiling them here. So I'm going to give you these sticky notes. You write down the top 3 answers for every question. And if you see anything repeated, because we are writing it per group, I'm starting with group 1 as we go. Anything repeated, please don't write it. You just ignore. Anything new on your top 3 that was not noted down, you note it down on this sticky note. Thank you.
You have a picture of this? A picture. Yes. Yes. So that you have to answer. Oh,
the top five, outlets here. Yeah, so we are going through the community vote. So let me just read so that we feel the same page. Time to vote for your top 5 ideas per question. We will choose the question that has the highest number voting. The answers that have the highest number of people voting, we are going to choose that to be the top 5. Okay.
So you can also get fresh TV.
Yes.
Exactly. So maybe this number of people, so you can maybe once release, maybe this number of people support.
Yes. Yeah. So you will write. Tell us how we have this one. So we count and take it. So question 1. What industry partners are interested in blockchain innovation in your region? We have answers here.
ICT Authority.
We did all of it first.
ICT Authority, Safaricom, Direct ED, Gomrod Children's Foundation, eHub, Photographers, CDE Lab, Nairobi Garage, Nairobi Tech Week.
Okay, so we are starting with the first one. The first answer is
ICT Authority, how many people?
How many people are for that answer? You raise your hand.
ICT Authority.
ICT Authority. Just
1.
raise like this.
We have 1.
We have 1.
Oh yes, we can also do the answers.
Yeah. Alright, Safaricom.
Safaricom 4, 5, 6. We have 6 for Safaricom. 6 for Safaricom.
Direct ED.
Direct ED.
Direct ED.
There's no way it can have a vote and
Where people's mind can change.
We have Gomrod Children Foundation.
Gomrod Children Foundation. Gomrod Children Foundation for the last time. We are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
eHub.
eHub for the first time. eHub for the last time. Just wait. Just a minute.
More than 1.
One.
I can choose one more than 1.
We need 5.
Yes.
Because you can choose more than twice.
Alright, so you can choose more than twice. And eHub.
eHub. No, you are more than 3. eHub. No, 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
We have 5.
5 for here. Photographers.
Photographers, 1, 2, 3, 4.
CD4 Lab. CD4 Lab. CD4 Lab.
1, 2, 3.
3.
Oh, are we supposed to vote?
Alright. Nairobi Garage. Nairobi Garage. Nairobi Garage. Yes, I'm raising my hand.
Nairobi Garage. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Nairobi Tech Week.
Nairobi Tech Week.
Tech Week.
Tech Week.
Yes, Nairobi Tech Week.
1, 2.
Yeah. 2.
2 for Nairobi Tech Week.
Alright, we close that. We go to the next question. Yes, between the two.
eHub.
For the eHub,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
8.
9.
No. 8 for 9. For eHub, 9. Gomrod.
Gomrod for the last time.
Gomrod.
We remove it.
Alright. All right.
Okay, we go to the second question, which is
Just 1 point. Yeah. So that doesn't come to the first. I don't know whether you just. Yeah. Since there was a tie, just keep. Yeah, +1 exactly.
So we go to the next. The next question is, where are the main investment hubs you know of in your region? We go to number 2A, accelerators, incubators, entrepreneurship programs. That is the first one. So let's hear the answers and vote.
Answer for question 2A. EHA, KO, Safaricom, Up-to-Date Developers, Nairobi Garage, Savannah Fund, Catalyst Fund. Now EHA. For EHA, question 2A.
EHAB, for the last time, EHAB. We are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 for EHA.
7 for EHAB.
That's question 2A. Safaricom.
Safaricom for this question.
Safaricom.
For 2A.
Alright.
No one knows.
1.
Safaricom for the last time.
1. Meshach, are you raising your hand?
He's alone.
Him alone. 1. KO, Kenya Youth Enterprise Employment Opportunity Program. That's KO.
Okay, we are voting for KO.
KO.
We are voting for KO.
0. Up-to-date and developers. Up-to-date developers. Up-to-date developers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Yeah, good. Tabi.
So 5.
You raise your hand, Tabi?
Yes.
All right. Next, Savannah Fund. Savannah Fund.
Savannah Fund. We are voting for Savannah Fund.
Savannah Fund.
Not even those who wrote it.
1, 2. We have 2, 3 votes. 3 votes. 3. 4. We have Nairobi Garage.
Nairobi Garage.
Nairobi Garage.
Nairobi Garage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. Catalyst Fund. Catalyst Fund. Catalyst.
It's not Catalyst Fund for Cardano.
Is it for Cardano?
No, it's not for Cardano, it's another one.
It's another one.
Yeah.
All right. Catalyst Fund. So they are saying if it is not for Cardano, it's a 0, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, is there any tie? We have a tie between EHAB and again. Garage again. EHAB.
EHAB, how many?
How many for EHAB?
EHAB for second time. EHAB for the last time we have 2. Oh, we have
1, 2, 3, 4. EHAB. There are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
Nairobi Garage.
Nairobi Garage.
Nairobi Garage. Nairobi Garage.
Nairobi Garage.
Last time there was no one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There 6. Yeah, I've counted. 6, 7. 7 for Nairobi Garage. Yes, the same people. So +1. Yes.
Okay, number 2B. What prevents these investors from getting involved in Cardano?
We have lack of awareness, no strong sense of legitimacy, Other blockchain projects have crashed and disappeared with people's money. Blockchain technology being a new concept, breaking down language barriers, perception that blockchain is a scam, regulatory compliances.
But I feel like there are some too that have been hidden, right? Like going with people's money and scamming, you know the same thing? Yeah, you can take scam.
So we take scam. Alright, number one, lack of awareness. How many people believe that that's the hindrance for question 2B?
Why
Is
are
it
people not getting involved in Cardano?
in Cardano? Is it lack of awareness? How many people believe?
Lack of awareness for blockchain for the first time. For the second time, we are counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10. 11. Lack of awareness, 11. Let's go to perception that blockchain is a scam. How many people?
How many believe that people are investing in Cardano?
Because they believe it's a scam. How many people believe that?
How many believe that
Yes, the blockchain in general. Blockchain in general.
They are not even supporting that. Okay. For the first time, second, we are counting. 1, 2, 3, what? No, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
You are everywhere.
Blockchain technology is being a new concept.
How many believe that because it's a new concept, that is why? For the first time, second, and third. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is it? 7.
The last one.
There are some people who have not voted for any point.
The last one, like Silas. Regulatory compliances. The government.
How many people believe that it's because of regulatory for the government? For the first time, second time, third, we are counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11.
There's a time. Let's hear the time.
The time between?
Perception that blockchain is a scam, blockchain
So there is blockchain technology being a new concept, and blockchain is a scam. Those are strong points.
They are similar.
They are similar. It's a new concept and not a scam. Yes, they believe that blockchain is a scam. And others believe that they are strong points.
Yeah, so they will, if the answers are not up to, right? So we just break the tie.
They are already 4. Actually, they are 4. So we just leave it there.
Oh, okay, then that's.
Okay.
But we can break the tie so that's.
Okay, how many are saying because it's a scam? Scam. Those who are voting for scam. Scam.
Last time they voted.
They voted. Scam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I voted. Okay, counted. 6. A new concept. New concept. New concept. New concept. New concept for the last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Plus 1.
Alright, so.
Oh, okay. Okay, so number 2C. How can the Catalyst community engage them?
Answers: organizing working groups, meetups, seminar, invite them. 2. More public conversation outside of WhatsApp and other private groups. Establish a hub in the region about Cardano or Catalyst. Funding their ideas projects. media engagement, and technical support. For organizing working group meetup seminar and invite them. Organizing working groups, meetup seminar and inviting them. More seminars, meetups. Something like this that we are doing today. Meetups and seminars are things like what we are doing today. Yes. 9. More 10. More public conversations outside WhatsApp and other private groups. More public conversation outside of WhatsApp. Maybe you share on your WhatsApp status or the wider people. Yes.
On the concept rather than just discussing it.
Just here, but also outside there.
Yes.
Okay, how many are voting for?
More public conversation outside here. Maybe on WhatsApp, on public, maybe private groups.
More public.
Okay, so the explanation for this is, now, as it stands now, blockchain concepts and education, we get it more on social media, on groups where we discuss blockchains in detail. But now, what we are saying, this answer is telling us that now there should be open discussions. Maybe government agencies, tech institutions can now talk about blockchain concept publicly. Maybe address it in universities, in schools. So that is what this concept is about, this answer.
Hi, who is voting? We are voting for the public conversation. Public conversation 1. Public conversation 2, we are counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Establishing a hub in the region about Cardano or Catalyst.
Having a hub, we are voting, having a hub. Okay, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. Funding their ideas or projects.
Funding of projects.
Funding of the project, maybe you wrote a project.
Maybe you have a new idea, you write it, they fund it. Who is voting for that? Funding of ideas. Funding, funding of ideas. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 for funding ideas.
Media engagements.
Media engagement. Media engagement. We are voting. Media engagement. We are counting. 1, 2, 3.
Technical support.
Technical support. Technical support. Technical support. For the last time, technical support. We are voting. Technical support 1, 2, 3. 3 for technical support.
4. Do you have a time? No, we don't have a time.
Okay. We are voting for the next question. Who is hosting startup technology events in your region for blockchain, for other tech?
IHA, AGIA, Good Things Foundation, CD4 Lab, Nairobi Tech Week, Blockchain Associations of Kenya, Blockchain Task Force, Blockchain Week. IHA, we are voting for the first time, EHAB for the second time, and EHAB for last time. We are counting 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. 8 for, we have Ajira. Ajira, we are counting. Ajira goes for 3. Good Things Foundation. Good Things Foundation. 1. CD4 Lab. CD4 Lab. 1. Nairobi Tech Week. Nairobi Tech Week. Nairobi Tech Week for the second time. Nairobi Tech Week for last time we are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blockchain Week. Blockchain Week. Blockchain Week 2. For Blockchain Week. Blockchain Association of Kenya. Association of Kenya. No one wrote it?
We wrote it.
You don't even vote for your own idea.
But we choose, I have.
So 0.
Blockchain Task Force.
Blockchain Task Force. Blockchain Task Force. 3. Do you have a time? Ajira is tying with blockchain.
Blockchain.
So who is voting for Ajira? Ajira is tying with Blockchain Week. So who is voting for Ajira? 2 people, 3 people. Okay, those who are picking Blockchain Week. Blockchain Week. Blockchain Week.
So Ajira plus
1. Good Things Foundation is tied with CD4 Lab. So let's get a distinction. Good Things Week. Good Things. Who is voting Good Things? Good Things.
And the rest,
Good Things.
The name sounds good.
Yeah. The name, as the name suggests, Good Things.
They will never love good things.
We have 3 people. And the other one was CD4. Those who are voting for CD4. CD4. Some people have not voted since. CD4. How many? We are 4. 4. So CD4 wins. Okay. Okay, we have the next question. What do Catalyst funded projects need most after they have been funded? That is the question.
We have follow-up and celebration, some help on starting a company, mentorship from previous funded teams, push-up, partnership and collaboration, marketing and network outreach, effective report system on project executions, assigning project supervisors to determine hindrances and challenges, success and stories. Follow-up and celebration.
How many are voting
That
for
we
follow-up?
believe that what this funded project need is a follow-up and celebration.
Follow-up and celebration after being
funded.
After being funded.
How many do we do?
Follow-up for the first time. Follow-up for the second time. Follow-up for the last time. We are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Mentorship from previous funded team. Now we need mentorship from the funded some help on starting a company. That we feel that we need some help when starting a company. 2, 3. Mentorship from previous funded teams. Mentorship from previous funded teams. That we need mentorship after maybe you have won the project or when your project has been selected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push up.
Is the push up and follow up the same thing?
No, it's mostly partnerships. I think they are partnerships.
So participate and collaboration.
So it's different. So we have push ups who are voting for the first time, for the second time, for the last time we are counting 1, 2, 3, 4.
Partnership and collaboration.
The same.
So the same push-up.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Marketing and outreach.
Marketing, after being funded, you need marketing. How many are voting for marketing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You're not voting.
7.
You're not voting.
They're waiting. Effective reporting systems on project executions.
Effective reporting system. Effective reporting system. Who wrote it? Effective reporting system.
I'm not sure you're going to see the person.
1.
Assigning project supervisors to determine hindrance, challenges, success, and stories.
Let's try to vote at least so that at the end of the day, this really reflects the number in the house.
So assigning for supervisors, after you've been funded, you need them to need some supervisors to help you through, please. For the first time, for the second time, we are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Follow up and assigning project supervisors have tied. So who are going for follow ups?
Have tied with which one?
Assigning project supervisors. With follow up. How many are going for follow up? Follow up. Follow up. Follow up and assigning supervisors.
No, like there is follow-up.
So how many are voting follow-up? Follow-up and celebration 1, 2. Are you raising your hand? Follow-up and celebration. When the name is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 are counted. So it was
Signing project.
it was 3. Right now it's 8.
Is that the last one?
We are second last. What pain points does Catalyst address for entrepreneurs? It was me.
It should be me because pain.
I was wondering what is pain point.
We thought that
So we answer it as a challenge.
Yeah, challenge.
It's a challenge. Okay, so what pain point does Catalyst address for entrepreneurs in your region stroke locality?
I think our answer is still.
Alright, the answers for question 5. We have money, network of other entrepreneurs, exposure, new opportunities and work, existing market from the catalyst community for your product or services, education, transparency, government restrictions, tech challenges, and grant market access, and address funding. For money,
those who are voting for money.
Saying that money is a pain point.
Money is the main challenge.
Catalyst address.
Money. For the last time, money. For the last time, money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Network of other entrepreneurs. Is it network or network? Networking. Okay, networking with other entrepreneurs. Is that a challenge? Networking that they need to address, that is. So who is voting for networking with other entrepreneurs? Just raise your hand, please. Even the one who wrote it, the group. Networking. So we have 1, 2, 3 voting for it.
Yes.
Then we have exposure to new opportunities. Exposure to new opportunities. Exposure to new opportunities. Exposure to new opportunities. I'm repeating so that if you are the group, at least you can support. You are going to not go there. So we are counting 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we are going to existing markets from the catalyst community. Existing market from the catalyst community. Existing market, we are voting. Existing market. Where did these points come from? Existing market. We have 1. Okay, education. Education being a challenge. Education, if you don't raise your hand, I don't know what you are going to vote again. Education, we are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Maximum 13.
Transparency. I even know who wrote it. Transparency. Okay, I'm counting for transparency. We have 4. Government restrictions. Government restrictions. If you feel like the government restriction is affecting the what? Yeah, it's a pain point, so you can raise your hand. We are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next one is tech challenges. Tech challenges. Tech challenges. Tech challenges. Tech challenges. Tech challenges. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have a grant market access. Oh, okay. So it's like the same point. Yeah. Oh, address funding. Okay, the last one.
Just on time. Yes.
Okay, the last question here. Who can you put in touch with Catalyst to help support follow on funding objectives? Answers?
We have answers for group question 6. Helen Omoro, the host of the working group session in Nairobi. Catalyst working group leaders in our region. Cardano ambassador in the region. So for Helen Omoro, the host of the working group session in Nairobi. 2, 3, 4, 5. Catalyst working group leaders in your region. Which is, I think that's the same question, the same answer. Cardano ambassadors in the region.
Cardano ambassadors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17. Alright. And that's the end of our questions.
Okay, so we are done voting. Thank you so much for that. We are just closing.
Okay, let's clap for them. That was, and also we voted as a community, and definitely we'll now sit down and restructure and pick out the top 5 answers for the various questions. Yeah, so all too soon we have come to the end of our 2 days Catalyst Working Group workshop. I hope it has been impactful. Has it been impactful? Yes. So if it has been impactful, just wave so we know it has been impactful. Yes, and we want to thank each and every one of you for making time to take part in this 2 days workshop. Say thank you so much, and we know your time here. You have really learned a lot, and this knowledge has been added to your knowledge base, and I hope you will be able to use this knowledge to your advantage. And also, we hope that whatever inputs we have gathered, once it gets to the main Catalyst team, it will be acted upon. We begin to see the manifestation of whatever we have put together. Yes, so the closing thoughts here, the Catalyst Working Group's initiative aims to foster collaboration, innovation, and community engagement within the Cardano ecosystem. And that is what we have seen ourselves. People from different towns, cities, backgrounds, areas of work. We have all come together, we have been in groups, and we have shared our ideas, and that is one of the goals for this workshop. And so we also want to thank you again for your participation and engagements with the inputs you have brought in, the flavor you have brought into the discussions. We say a very big thank you for that, and we know together we can unlock the full potential of Catalyst and Cardano, that is fostering innovation, empowering individuals, and creating a lasting impact about Cardano and blockchain, its entirety in Nairobi, Kenya, or even Kenya at large. So that's the final words. Thank you very much. And we would also like to thank the Catalyst team, the Catalyst Working Group, for this impactful session and the opportunity for us to host the Catalyst Working Group workshop here in Nairobi. All right, so what do we say to the Catalyst Working Group team? Thank you, Catalyst Working Group team. And yes, we have the main representative here from Catalyst, TK. And TK, you have to give us your final words since we are done about how you have monitored proceedings from yesterday through to today. Then we can end it there. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Are we excited today?
Yes.
The food is ready, so it's well. Thank you everyone for participating. This is the very first time we're having something like this with Catalyst. It's the very first time we're really getting community feedback and insights in different parts of the world. And I believe that everybody here has been able to share their insights on how they interact with Catalyst. So that's really wonderful. Catalyst is all about reiterating and making the process better, making sure that the existing processes get way more better user experiences and better feedback as well from the community. So this is really exciting. I was part of the session yesterday. Everybody did their best to be able to put in those feedback comments, and it's very much appreciated because it will move Catalyst to the next level. Today is the launch of Fund 12. Currently, that's happening right now in Barcelona with some of my teammates over there. And this is the very first time we're launching like a fund in person. We usually do like a Zoom session on YouTube, but for the very first time we're actually having like an in-person fund launch. Just that's a testament to how Catalyst has grown over the years, and I believe that Catalyst is nothing without the community. So thank you very much. And for those who
we do appreciate it, and we know you will have a very good report to give about what you have seen in this our 2 days workshop and how enthusiastic the Kenyan community is, and probably whatever support you will help bring it down to Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you. And the last thing is we'll take a group photo and now go and party. Are we okay? Yeah. All right, so thank you.